So this is not where you wanted to be on this day, I'm sure, doing this. But can you talk about the ups and downs of the season and kind of where your head's at?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to put it all into a short quote, but yeah, I feel like if I just had to summarize it, I felt like there was a lot of games walking out of the rink at the end of the night where I felt like we could have won. We felt like we were felt pretty good about our game, but either made costly mistakes at bad times, or some nights didn't find a way to finish. We had a lot of shots, a lot of chances. It was different things, but it's tough. I mean, it's difficult when you're cleaning out your locker and stall, and you're just thinking and just how fun it is to play in the playoffs, and how important that is, and how much work everyone puts into trying to make that happen. It's not a fun feeling when that other teams are playing and you're going home.
So what gives you faith that this is pointing in the right direction, not just for next year, but years beyond?
Well, I think the younger guys that came up late, you see how they're doing, and their commitment and their game, and I think that's definitely promising. That's something that takes time and patience, but I think it's encouraging to see the way that they've played, and I guess going back to some of those games that I'm talking about, if we found a way to to be on the other side of that, things could have been different pretty quickly. I mean, you saw the Eastern Conference and the log jam with so many teams trying to get in for those final spots, so we could have been right there with with a few wins. So yeah, I mean that's probably the part I look at.
Sid, you mentioned it was different things on different nights. Does that make the fix tougher because it was one game it was this thing, another game it was a different thing?
I think yes and no. I mean, I think that defensively we just got to find a way to be better and stingier on a nightly basis. I mean, that always gives you a chance if there's nights where you're squeezing the stick a bit, it's not going in. If you defend and allow yourself to hang around, then you got a chance and you're in every game. So I think just in that area we got to find a way to make sure that we're a little harder to play against. I think our power play got a lot better. That's right. Our power play got a lot better, and I think that's huge. So that's something that can help us. We can build off of, and it's such a fine line between winning and losing. But I think just defensively every night, making sure that we give up as less as possible. That goes a long way.
Sid, how's your health? You obviously had the injury going to the Four Nations, and is the World Championship at all an option for you?
Yeah, I mean, overall it's pretty good. As far as Worlds, I'm just told Kyle I'll just take some time here and see how I feel, and it's almost better when you keep going. As far as Four Nations, like we didn't really have a break. We jumped right back into it and was able to just keep playing. And sometimes when you finally stop, that's when you realize how you really feel. And I'll take some time here and see. But told Kyle I'll try to let him know as soon as possible.
We can only imagine what he hopes your answer is.
Yeah, I mean, I've had good experiences there, and it's a great event. So we'll see how I feel. But yeah, I'm sure he's excited for the opportunity too.
Sid, as someone who's loves the game of hockey, just what did you sort of make of the reception for Ovi last night, and the way the fans responded?
Yeah, I thought it was really nice, really classy. I mean, there's a lot of history there, and I probably wouldn't have expected to see him get a standing ovation here, but it's well deserved, and I thought it was a really cool moment, and a lot of credit to the fans for showing him that respect, and obviously what he accomplished is incredible. So it's cool that they could recognize that.
Sid, for like the last 4 or 5 years, I think a lot of us in the media and fans have said that the window's closing for this group of Penguins, yourself, Evgeny, Chris, etc. Do you feel that window at all tightening it all, especially with Evgeny entering the last year of his contract? Just what's your thoughts on as far as what you guys can still accomplish together?
Yeah, I mean, like missing the playoffs the last few years, I think there's there's always going to be thoughts and opinions, and we got to prove it. I think that we got to find a way to get back there. It takes a lot of different things, but I think if anything, teams have proven that they can turn it around pretty quickly. If you look at all the teams have gone through different situations or haven't been in the playoffs. You look at Montreal getting in there this year. Washington turning things around pretty quickly. So there's examples of teams who have missed, but also found ways to rebound and respond pretty quick. So I think that's encouraging. But I mean, when you lose, that's you're gonna hear that, and that's that's part of it. That's part of what sucks about losing. But yeah, it's up to us to find a way to get back there.
So what have you learned about the game, how to play the game now that you're older, that maybe things you didn't know when you were young, like little things like self-preservation, just stuff like that to make sure that you're ready to play every night, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think that's a long time to, as far as trying to adapt and that sort of thing, but I think the speed of the game, making sure that if your speed's there, it allows you to make decisions and everything a little bit better. So it's such a speed game now. Like you said, taking care of your body, that's something that I thought I did pretty good when I was younger, but seeing the younger guys now and how they do it, they're so much further ahead that way, so they're so prepared. But I think you're just always trying to to adapt and find ways to be better, and sometimes balancing rest and training and that sort of thing is part of that. But yeah, it's a constant thing. It doesn't stop, and that's part of the fun of it.
Sid, you're through 19 seasons now with Gino and Chris. It's almost unprecedented at this point for a single player to stick with the franchise for 19 years, nonetheless 3 teammates. It's never happened in North American pro sports. Just reflecting on that, what has that meant to you over the past almost 2 decades?
It means a lot. For the reasons you just said, it's super rare, and when you go through that amount of time together, obviously there's highs and there's lows, and but also there's some amazing experiences and things that you can't replace. So I think having the opportunity to do that for as long as we have, being there for each other too. I think that there's been a lot of different points where we've had to lean on each other in different circumstances, and it's pretty nice and quite the luxury, to have an opportunity to play with guys that long and basically grow up with them, in the league and on the team.
Sid, you mentioned Rutger and Vile's reasons for optimism. What have they meant to internally, into the locker room, their arrival?
I think they bring a lot of energy. I think they're eager. They really want to learn, and they're excited for the opportunity that they have. I think it creates competition. I think that when you have young guys coming in that are hungry for a spot and for a role, I think it pushes everyone, and ultimately I think just that energy, that kind of environment is important to having success. So I thought they did a great job with us, and I think that's the kind of thing that you kind of get when you have young guys come into the lineup.
Are you prepared for a few more next season?
We'll see. I mean, you know what, regardless of your age, you got to prove yourself, and if there's a lot of healthy competition, I think that's better for us. That means that there's tough decisions that have to be made. So if you have a good team, I think that's what you're looking at. So yeah, I would welcome that.
You're talking about the youth, and Russ and Raquel also had really good seasons this year. This is the first year you've had 2 wingers with 30-plus goals. Just what can you say about the seasons that they've had and the growth that you've seen from them?
Yeah, I mean, with Rusty, I think you know exactly what you're getting every single night, and it's awesome to see him get rewarded, as far as production. He contributes in so many different areas, and like I said, his work ethic, that's where it starts with. But yeah, he had an incredible year. And then I think Rax, right from the start, you could tell that he was ready to go this year, you know, in a lot of different areas. But obviously he's known for his shot and you know, finding the soft spot there. But I think just the way he held on to pucks, the way he battled, you know, it was a lot of fun playing with those guys for a big chunk of the season. So, yeah, I think that, you know, with the way the team, you know, the team stuff went, it was difficult. But I think, you know, for some of the guys there, they had some incredible years, and you know, should be really happy with the way they played.
Thanks, Sid.